If you want to make a lot of money from trading the markets, you have to take control over the life forming process, which is the mind. And today, that's going to be the main focus. Really understanding some of the core basics around the conscious mind and the unconscious and the role that it plays when it comes to trading consistently. That's right. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let's dive into the mind. So the conscious. Now, this has been tried, tested, proven from all the way from Freud, from before, from Yale University, from neuroscience, that the mind is on a really basic level split into two. We have our conscious mind and our unconscious mind. Now, the thing I want to get across today, consciously, you want to make money from the markets. Consciously, you may say you want to make 10,000 a year, 100,000 a year, a million a year, 10 million a year. So those are conscious words and conscious thoughts. But what really counts is what's baked into the unconscious. And what typically occurs with most individuals is self-sabotage. Why? Because often people are unaware, hence it's unconscious, of what's in that deeper part of the mind. And it can take a lot of work to change those core concepts. So what I'm going to share with you today are some of the shortcuts that you can apply that almost jumps ahead of spending maybe years and sometimes even decades trying to reprogram the mind, setting it up for success. But, let's just lean on some philosophers for a second. Buddha said, you and your world are composed of your thoughts. The wise person controls their thoughts. Now, when he says controls their thoughts, he's not just referring to the conscious, he's really referring to the unconscious mind. Now, if you think about it, how powerful is the unconscious? Well, you've been listening to me for a minute or so now, and your heart has been beating away. Your digestive system's been working, whether it's your lunch, your breakfast, and it's been doing its thing without you even having to play a thought. And the unconscious plays a really deep role in how your life is formed. But I'm going to show you the shortcut. What's the shortcut? It's the winning process. What tools and systems can we put in play that overrides the unconscious? So even if the unconscious thoughts and feelings are coming up and can almost self-sabotage, what can we put into play? So one of the things that I love that we created recently is the trend identifier dashboard. I used this morning for my XRP trade. I had a long trade. And if we look at this with the XRP dashboard, what it said this morning was the bigger degree trend, the big trend, which is the weekly chart, is bull up trend. But this morning, as of today, the daily chart is now bearish. So this tool as a process, which is mechanical, objective, independent from my unconscious, now tells me to stand aside. Why? Because one is pointing down and one is pointing up. So now all of a sudden, I don't have to rely on my emotions or thought process. I can just look at this, go to the chart, look at the pattern position, and make a very easy business decision. And I'm going to highly encourage you to test this out. So we've got this amazing trial going on right now. It's £1 for 30 days. We've also thrown in some buy and sell signals, which is correlated to the dashboard as well. £1, 30 days. And if you like it, it's £9.97 thereafter. And what you'll get is you'll get access to our back end. So it's very easy to get set up. I've also included foundation training, really understanding what is the trend and why is it important, understanding your dashboard, how to use it, how to set it up. I go over a live demo as well, so it's step by step. You're also going to get an invite to my private Telegram community, and there's just lots of value. We recently just did a nice update to the dashboard as well, adding new features. So there you have it. A trend dashboard, and you'll get an invite to my Telegram group. So again, going back to the unconscious and the conscious and the mind, right? It can be difficult. I remember talking to many of my mentors, and I've read it time and time again, winning in trading consistently is 80 to 90% mental in terms of how to think, how to be consistent, how to be aware of your unconscious, whether you're feeling euphoric because you had 5 wins in a row, or whether you're feeling very fearful because you've had 5 losses in a row. We want to be able to act like a casino really, really independently. So that's why you want to have a trade plan. That's right. A trade plan that makes life a lot easier. A trade plan is like a business plan. It tells you your rules, what you're looking for as a minimum criteria, basically your edge. What is the probability stacked in your favor? I personally like to use double time frame momentum, pattern price and time. If Fibonacci time and prices coinciding and a pattern position, I go, right, and the momentum stacking up, I want to take that trade. And it's good practice to write a detailed trade plan that you have available like this. And I'm going to make this available in my Telegram group later on today after I post this video. And so if you join, you'll be able to download this yourself and to use it as a template. Because my trade plan might be different to your trade plan. Why? Because the time frame I trade might be different to you. You might prefer to be a bit more aggressive with your risk. You might want to risk 3 or 4 or 5%. I wouldn't risk more than 3%. I personally like to risk 2% per trade. You might want to trade on a hourly and a 15-minute chart, whereas I want to trade on a weekly and a daily and a 1-hour chart. So you can tweak it that fits with you. But the main thing is to be aware that fear and greed drives the market. So that means that applies to you. Your fear and greed, your fear of losing and excitement of winning. And depending on where you are in your whole journey, the unconscious can be really complex in terms of the thoughts that are going on and springing up without even your conscious effort. And they can be positive, they can be negative, they can be neutral, they can be ups and downs. So if we can take control and have a process in play that's mechanical, that's objective, that doesn't take much thinking, if any at all, that's going to be a massive edge in our favor so we can act more consistently like a casino time and time again. Make sense? So now it's all about understanding there is a mind process, a life-forming process going on, whether you like it or not, but we can put processes in play, tools in play, trade plans in play so we can win consistently. I'm going to finish on this. One of my mentors said this to me. He said, this is like over a decade ago. He said, Jagir, having a trade plan does not guarantee success. Does not guarantee success. However, the lack of one does guarantee failure.